Okay, in this lesson I'm going to go over a few examples from worksheet 7.4 and just show you how to set up some of these equations for the word problems where you want to set up a system of equations. This first one says Jake is starting a lawn mowing business and that he purchased a lawnmower for $200 and a trimmer for $40. He spends 25 cents in gas per lawn that he mows and he charges $20 per lawn. How many lawns must he mow to break even? Well, you need to set up variables for something like this first. And in this case, X is going to be the number of lawns. And Y is going to be money in this problem. Would be the simplest way to say it. And you're going to write two equations. Okay? And one equation is going to be an expense equation, and one equation is going to be an income equation. So you need two equations. Okay? Your expense equation, your money that you spend is equal to 200 plus 40 plus 25 cents X. And that's the lawnmower, that's the trimmer, and that's the gas that you spend per lawn, 25 cents times X. Now you can simplify that to be 240 plus 0.25X. Now you're also going to write an income equation. I'll put that up here. Now your income equation, now Y represents the money that's coming in. And the money that's coming in is $20 times the number of lawns. Now once you've done this, then you'll be able to write a simple equation. You have two different equations that both are Y equals. So we can just substitute the 20X in for Y in the expense equation, and you get 20X is equal to 240 plus 0.25X. Break even just means it's the point where your income is the same as your expenses, and for business at that point when you break even you begin to make money. Solving the equation, you just subtract 25 cents X, give you 19.75X is equal to 240. And then when you divide that, X is approximately equal to 12.1, on and on and on. So then, to be able to break even, you would need to mow a little more than 12 lawns. Well, you either mow a lawn or you don't. So the correct answer would be 13 lawns would need to be mowed. At that point, you will have broken even. In this case, you would be making money. If you only mowed 12 lawns, you would still be losing money. So the break-even point is somewhere between 12 lawns and 13 lawns. So you need to answer 13. Okay, the second question says that John had a track meet on a windy day. He ran 100 meters with the wind in 12 seconds, and he ran 100 meters against the wind in 15 seconds. You're supposed to find John's average running speed and the speed of the wind. And well, there's two things you got to find: John's average running speed and the speed of the wind. And that two things. So when you represent your variables, you need to represent both of those things. X is going to be the running speed, and Y is going to be the wind speed. And now when it comes to your equation, we're going to use the formula distance equals rate times time. In your science classes, Ms. Van Winkle and Ms. Herzog would use S for speed, so they would say D equals ST. They also used this little triangle thing, I believe. Where distance equals speed times time. And so that You should have done that in science class. That should seem familiar. Well, now I can write two equations. I can write one for the 100 meters I ran with the wind and one for the 100 meters I ran against the wind. So one equation would be 100, that's the distance, okay? The rate and time, the time is easy, the time is 12 seconds. The rate is going to be the running speed, and since I was going with the wind, I would add the wind in to get my rate. Okay? And then the time is the 12. The second equation, your distance was 100 again. Now if you're running against the wind, you would take your running speed and subtract out the wind speed and then multiply it by your time. And that would be 15 times that. Okay, well now these two equations, to make this easy, what I'm going to do is take each of those equations, and I'm going to go to the next page here. Okay, here are two equations. Okay, we're going to divide each of them by the time. Let's see. So I'm going to divide this by 12, and I'm going to divide this by 12. Okay, those are going to cancel out. You're going to take 100 divided by 12, and you're going to get 8 1/3, and that's equal to x plus y. And on this side, you're going to divide by 15. And those are going to cancel out, and you're going to get 6 2/3 is equal to x minus y. That's your system. This right here is your system of equations that we will then solve once you write it this way. Now there's one example, or there's one problem in your homework that the information given to you, and it would be number 4, would be right there. The other examples, the other problems that you have to do in your homework, which would be number 7 and number 10, both of those you're going to need to write an equation similar to what I have here in red. Start there, and then do what I did here in green to get the system. And once you're here, then it's really very easy to solve. Line up your two equations. X plus y equals 8 1/3. X minus y equals 6 2/3. Well, you'll just add these up, and you get that 2x is equal to 15. Therefore, x is 7 1/2. And once I know that x is 7 1/2, I can plug back in and find what y is. So you have that 8 1/3 is equal to 7 1/2 plus y. And then you just subtract 8 1/3 minus 7 1/2, and you're going to get 5/6 is equal to y. And so your running speed, remember back here we said running speed was x, wind speed was y. So the running speed and it would be 7 1/2, and in this case we're doing meters in seconds, so it would be 7 1/2 meters per second, and the wind speed, and it would be 5/6 of a meter per second. And that's that answer. So you have 3 questions like that. Again, the first one, the information in the problem is going to lead you to right there. You'll be able to write that equation quickly. And then the other 2, 7 and 10, you'll start off by writing equations similar to what I have in red, and then do the work that we did in green to get those systems. Okay, the last question says Oscar has 400 songs on his iPod. The ratio of rock songs to rap songs is 5 to 3. How many rock songs are on his iPod? How many rap songs are on his iPod? In this one, you just want to represent your variables. X would be the number of rock songs. Y would be the number of rap, and you can represent those any way that you want. And you have two equations. Okay, this right here is going to give you 1. Okay, that would just be the number of rock songs plus the number of rap songs has to be equal to 400. Which we're assuming here that all he has are rock and rap. The second equation comes from right here. The ratio of rock songs to rap songs is 5 to 3. Now, ratio, remember, is just a fraction. So, hey, the ratio of rock songs to rap songs is equal sign 5 to 3. And now there's my system. Okay, this equation, okay, this one, you could cross multiply. And you could get that 3x is equal to 5y. Now you get your x's and y's on the same side of the equation. You get 3x minus 5y equals 0. And now you're just ready to solve your system. You have that x plus y is 400. You have 3x minus 5y is equal to 0. You can do substitution, you can do elimination. Okay, I'm going to multiply. I think I'll multiply the top equation by 5. And I'll get 5x plus 5y equals 2,000. Okay, so I just multiply it by 5, gave me that. And now you're going to add these two equations right here. And you're going to get that 8x is equal to 2,000. And therefore x is 150. And x is the rap songs. Oh, sorry, I think I did that wrong. Sorry. X is 250, that's the rock songs. Then the rap songs, of course, you put them back in that first equation, it's going to be 150. I'll tell you a couple of problems where you have to write an equation using a ratio.